Some of the scariest words that we've been hearing over the past couple of months has been Kendrick just dropped. And we thought that after his Super Bowl announcement, we wouldn't necessarily hear too much. Like we may get closer to that date where, maybe we'll hear some more music. Maybe we'll hear what this upcoming album may be about because he's got an album coming. Um I wasn't expecting to hear 2 days later or 3 days later with what we're gonna call "Watch the Party Die." At least that's what a lot of people are going with. We don't have an actual title for the track at the moment. It was just a random drop on IG, and this time around, it doesn't seem that he's going after Drake. At least not entirely. Parts of it may be, but it seems like this is more of a response to the industry as a whole, and kind of him wanting to restart everything, basically saying, all right, the way everything is looking right now, it's all bad. We just got to start fresh, burn it all down, start anew. And he's going to be the one ushering in this new age of whatever it is, like the rap industry, the music industry, just showtime, like entertainment. Like there's so many things that he could be potentially reaching to, and I can see him doing that. As far as what may have brought on this release, there's not a clear indication, really. It could be just in response to everyone's discussions about him performing at the Super Bowl and their thoughts on it, and them thinking, oh, maybe someone else should be performing instead, because we all saw what Nicki and Birdman were saying as far as, getting Lil Wayne there. Maybe he should have been the person to perform. But also there's a post that I saw that was like, oh, it's the hosting city that gets final say, or the people who are in charge of the hosting city, not necessarily the city themselves. But regardless, that could be one issue. It could be just that the VMAs were happening today, and he got word that he wasn't going to win Best Song. Or, maybe it's because it's 9/11 today, and that's also the day that the Blueprint dropped, and he wanted to make some sort of impact and drop something wild for us. Now, this track itself isn't anything crazy. Like, he doesn't go super, super in depth into like just double, triple entendres. There's not too many hidden meanings. I feel like it feels pretty straightforward throughout the track. Like he's just, yeah, these are the things. Like I just need all this to end, and we're gonna start anew. In the first verse, it starts off with, "The shit done got too wicked to apologize. It's different. Get him whacked and disqualified," which could be in reference to Drake. That's entirely possible, but it could also be anyone else in the entertainment industry who has done some wild and crazy things that maybe they should get checked for. But it could be either way there. Then he goes on to say, "We even kill the killers because they taken innocent lives, burn a whole village, so we start over. It's really that time." Like, no one is safe. Like, no level of fame, no level of stardom, none of that matters. Everyone can get it. Like, you're all gonna get what's coming to you, essentially. That's what it almost sounds like. Like, he's saying, we're gonna burn down the whole village, we're gonna start over, everything's gonna start brand new. He goes on to say, "Just walk that man down, that'll do everyone a solid. It's love, but tough love sometimes got to result in violence." Like, we're gonna bring this person, or the industry could be this person. Like, again, like, I don't think it's necessarily about any particular individual. I think it's just kind of about people in general. But we're gonna walk all these people down. We're gonna see and just end it essentially. Like, it's love. Like, everything that they're doing here is for love. They're trying to show, like, hey, you did all these things, you may have started in a good place, but ultimately, like, we gotta give you some tough love. Like, this isn't what you were supposed to be doing. This isn't the way that things were supposed to go. How did it get this way? We're just gonna start over, start anew, essentially. There's also a bit about influencers, which could very well be in regards to the back and forth that he had with Drake. Like, a lot of influencers, academics primarily, it sounds like, they may have sided more with Drake, or they were trying to say, oh, Kendrick is being too aggressive, too preachy, whatever. And honestly, I feel like Kendrick had upper hand most of the way through this battle, or the whatever you want to call it. But he mentions that influencers talk down on me because I'm not with the basic shit, but they don't hate me. They hate the man that I represent. Like Kendrick kind of goes back into that whole savior bit where even though he said he's not your savior, this is like he's somebody that people look up to. He represents a lot of things for a lot of people. Like he tries to be a moral person, and you know that's what people seem to be hating. They expect him to kind of be like other rappers and try to show out and be kind of wild. And as we see later on, like there's a reason why he doesn't do that. The chorus itself, it's him pleading with God, like, God, give me strength, give me life, and give me peace. Keep all these lames away from me. Like, just keep me shining. Like, why do people think that they can like try to stop my shine? Like, what is going on here? With the second verse, we're continuing this starting verse with it's time to watch the party die. Street people, corporate guys, the rappers that report the lies, I need them families mortified. We just need everyone deaded, essentially. Like anyone who is perpetuating this negative stereotype of, I mean, I'm assuming rap at this point because he's mentioning the rappers that report lies. Like we need all these people to just disappear. Like we need them to be gone, and we need their families to be mortified of what we're doing to them and how we're going to take care of them. He goes on to say, no more pillow talking, dirty macking bitches because your spirit is insecure. Like he's like all these rumors, all this gossip, like don't do it. Essentially, like he's trying to say, like, yo, just keep to yourself, be your own person. Like don't worry about other people's business that much, which is kind of ironic because everyone talks about rap beef, and I mean, myself included. We are all in other people's business, but you know that's he's like, yo, just chill. There's also that bit about radio personality pushing propaganda for a salary. Like they're obviously going to be pushing certain things. Like the radio and the news in general are trying to get views and listens. They want to capture their audiences, and to do so, they're going to profit off of negativity. That's why when we look at the news, we see so much violence, so much despair. We're just people who love to see the drama, and that's what sells. That's what gets views, and that's what Kendrick's going at. It's like, yo, we don't need this. Like, we don't need that to happen. And then almost in doing so, he's going to cause another news story by turning them up as a casualty. And then he goes on to say, like, he sees a new earth where beautiful people are making humanity work. Like through all this, through this violent, like apocalyptic sort of vibes, like he's going to, he sees the future. He sees the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's almost like he's conflicted here because, and throughout the whole thing, because he feels like he is the person that needs to push this forward. He is the catalyst. He's the person that needs to be like, all right, someone has to be here to set the world on fire and reset it. And I have to be that person. Like he's almost setting himself as a martyr, which, you know, it's kind of weird. Like I don't necessarily think that he needs to do that, but if that's how he feels, by all means. Then we get into the third verse where he starts off by saying, sometimes I wonder what Lecrae would do. And throughout this track, we've been seeing biblical references. We've seen like the end of days. We've seen everything starting anew. Like he's wondering what Lecrae would do. Would he say, would Lecrae just fuck everyone up? Or would he show him what prayer does? Like, would he choose the violent path or the holy path? It's like Kendrick is still conflicted. He doesn't know what would make the most sense. And yeah, like as he goes on through it, like I mentioned earlier on, we get a reason as to why he doesn't pop out very much. He says, they wonder why I'm not enthused to drop. The more visible you get, the more your spiritual is tried. Like Kendrick hides, he keeps away, he lives a boring life because he doesn't want to get too lost in this entertainment industry. He doesn't want to get lost in what's going on here because he sees all the negativity within it. He sees all the things that are being promoted. He sees all the wild and crazy things that people in power do. And he wants no part of that. At the end of the day, or at the end of the verse, actually, we see looking outside, the kids live tomorrow because today the party just died. Looking outside, looking through the tunnel, looking to the end there, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, the kids are going to live tomorrow because the party just died. Kendrick has deaded the party, and now because of all this, kids are going to survive. Kids aren't going to look to rappers and people in this entertainment industry and be like, okay, like this is what I need to be. This is the things that I need to look up to. Like he's going to basically reset it. And like now we're going to have good role models, or at least that's the goal. Like he wants different people for these kids to look up to, other than what's currently available, or in addition to what's currently available, maybe. That's kind of where I'm going to leave it though, because this song really isn't anything too crazy, like I mentioned, but I just continued to ramble on for damn near 12 minutes. There's a lot here, but also not at the same time. I think what the song is more intending to do is to kind of set the tone for what's to come next. Like Kendrick is done with the beef as far as we can tell here. Like he's not necessarily directing anything at Drake specifically. There may be some nods here and there, but Kendrick is letting you know whatever comes next, he's trying to reset everything. And maybe in whatever song we get next or on the album or whatever, we're going to get a little bit more info. We're going to see some other things come out. Or not. Maybe Kendrick doesn't have anything. We don't know yet, but we will find out sooner rather than later, I'm sure, because like I mentioned on the previous video, it wouldn't be too surprising if Kendrick dropped an album before the Super Bowl performance or shortly after. It wouldn't be surprising in the slightest, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments below, though, what you guys thought of this track. What are your thoughts? How do you feel? What's going to come next? And also, while you're down there, make sure to like and subscribe. Jeez, I mumbled through that. Like and subscribe to see more rambling and content like this, and see when I just go off script and lose my train of thought. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.